We have candles, of which I have a ridiculous amount. The Akatar candle smells like Tamlin acting like a little bitch. Love this one. Also, I have a keyring from a trip that my parents went on. And I have a very delicate bookmark, which I love, but I'm scared to use, so it just lives on my bookshelf instead. The first trilogy here is the Necroscope trilogy. I've read the first two, I haven't read the third one. Then we have Prince of Thorns, book one. And then one of my favorite series of all time is The Legend of Drizzt books by Ari Salvatore. This is set in the Forgotten Realms D&D universe. I've read the first six. I am going to start The Legacy this month, and I'm really excited. I don't usually buy a whole series in one go, but this is really hard to find, and I love these editions. So when I saw them on eBay, I bought all of them pretty much in one haul. Then we have Primary Inversion, which is a sci-fi, the first book in the Black Company series. Ancient Shores, another sci-fi. I also have The Green Mile by Stephen King. I really like these copies. I got them secondhand. They're really hard to find, and I also hate the fact that they have these sticker marks and they're kind of beaten up. But I like having them in the individual copies. Then there's A Million Open Doors, which I think is another sci-fi, old school sci-fi. Then a Game of Thrones first book, which I will eventually get to, maybe, probably, possibly. Clive Barker and Weaveworld, which is one of his standalone books. Then there's a Doomsday book by Connie Willis. I never remember if this is a first or second in this series. I think I have the other one, first or second, somewhere on the other bookshelf. The Accidental Time Machine, I actually don't remember what this is about, but it sounded good. Red Sister, which is the first book in the Ancestor series by Mark Lawrence. Anne McCaffrey, Dragonflight, which is kind of a rite of passage dragon book. And if it has dragons in it, I mean, I'm going to read it. And then finally, we have Mooncold, which is a book about werewolves. I don't really like this cover because, humans on covers always look weird. But this was recommended by a YouTuber who has a really interesting taste in fantasy and sci fi, so I'll pretty much read anything she recommends. Then on top, we have the first book in the Malazan series by Steven Erikson. I haven't started this yet. I've heard that the first book is pretty hard to get through because the world building is very intricate and it can be a bit boring and slow. But I'm intrigued, so I'm excited to start this one. We have Wuthering Heights, which is one of the few classics on my bookshelves. This was recommended to me by my mum. I basically asked her, is there any classics that I'm actually going to enjoy? And she said, you might like Wuthering Heights. So I bought it, and here it is. Have I read it? Not yet. And then finally, on the first bookshelf, there is Darwin's Radio. It's one of my least favorite book covers that I have on my shelves. Anyway, that's shelf one of my mostly physical TBR.